Hi, gorgeous, and welcome to JTV Fridays. Thanks for all the wonderful things you guys said to me on the Wednesdays Girl Time Chit Chat. If you missed it, tune in, check it out. You get to see the full Monty, but not really. I do have to tell you that I do get paid with these shows. If you follow the link jtv.com/Antonella, you'll see everything in the show. And then if you're like, you know what? I didn't really like anything in the show. You can hit the search button and check out all the gorgeous jewelry that they have. They just all me constantly. And then I do get credit. Also, don't forget about Brilliant Cash Rewards. It's $40 put right into your account if you're a new customer or if you haven't shopped for a little under a year. And then the big one is using the discount code ANESTER10, all in caps, ANESTER, and then the number 10, and you'll get 10% off your entire cart. You can only use it one time. So make sure your cart is good and full when you do it. Think about Christmas shopping. Even if you shop on the live TV or online, if you put it into your cart and go under ANESTER or jtv.com/Antonella, you can use the discount code for everything in your cart. Okay, we're going to get very sexy today with a lot of reds. And I love, there's lab created ruby, there's garnets, there's red diamonds, and so affordably priced too. And I love it for this time of year, for the fall, for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and then of course New Year's, and then you January babies can have a lot of fun too, just like I will. All right, let's start with this ring. Oh my gosh, look at the different cuts in it. That's a lab created ruby and then lab created white sapphire, and it's mesmerizing. That is almost 2 3/4 carat lab created ruby in the center, and then a little over a carat of lab created white sapphire, all done in sterling silver, so it makes it super affordable. Do you want to hear the price on this? And I was blown away because lab created, you're going to pay for, let me fix my thing here. You're going to pay more for it because if you've ever gone into brick and mortar stores, they'll have the natural rubies or gemstone, and then right next to that case is going to be the lab created, which lab created means that it has all the exact same physical properties of that gemstone. So in this case, it's going to be ruby. So this has, it's the exact chemical composition of a ruby, and usually it's very expensive. This ring, which I've matching earrings and necklace, this ring is at a sale price of $26.99. And I'm telling you, you go into brick and mortars, the natural ones are expensive. The next lower priced after the naturals are still expensive. And then you go into the synthetic and the faux ones, and then they get very, very affordable. I can't get over this price. It's going to be on 5 payments of $5.39. You've got to try it. Try their lab created because they are breathtaking and stunning. It's 51% off of the JTV price. It's DOK 3435. DOK 3435. And I'm going to get some measurements in here. So from side to side, 3/4 of an inch. And then up and down, I mean, she wants to be 1/2 an inch. But just look at her color. This is like AAA quality. And then you have the emerald cuts on both sides of the lab created white sapphire, a halo of white sapphire going around her. And then streaming down in twins, you have the white sapphire, lab created white sapphire. But I got to tell you, for the price tag, 5 payments of $5.39 for a total of $26.99. Let's go back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. The Brilliant Cash Rewards, you get $40 into your account. So this ring is basically free, plus they give you like $20 or something like that. 51% off of the JTV price. Don't let this one go. DOK 3435. So DOK 3436 is going to be the necklace with the pendant, and that is over 2.5 carat of lab created ruby, and then over half a carat of white lab created sapphire. 5 payments of $6.99, guys. And then the earrings are going to be 5 payments of $7.59. So for the earrings, the ring, the necklace, we're talking about $5, $12, $19 a month. $19 a month for the whole set. But I digress. The necklace is 36% off of the JTV price, and it is 5 payments of $6.99. DOK 3436 comes together with a lobster claw clasp. No, this is going to be a C-ring clasp, and it is adjustable, so you can take this to different lengths. Hold on. There we go. Let me double check that. Hold on, stand by. No, it's one length, and it's going to be 18 inches. So there is not adjustability on it. Let me bring her closer to you so you can see how she perfectly complements the ring we just talked about. You have that large emerald cut white sapphire on the top, and then the racing ring of lab created white sapphire around that beautiful lab created ruby. And I'll just kind of turn her around so you can see it's a hidden veil. You can get, because that opening is so large, I don't know if you can see that, you can get a longer chain on it, is my point. Up and down on the piece, you're talking over half an inch, and then from side to side about half an inch, but just so splendid together. DOK 3436. Let me show you the earrings now that match the whole shebang. The earrings are also at a sale price. So the necklace, the earrings, all of that at a sale price. And here are the earrings, again, perfectly matching the ring. And let's bring the necklace back up so you can see how pretty these go together. And there you see them together, perfect match. The earrings are DOK 3437, and you're going to get 2.21 lab created ruby, and then over half a carat of lab white sapphires, all done in sterling silver. Post and butterfly catch on this. I like that they lowered the post so that if you're like me and your piercing has seen better days, it will kind of cover up that sagging piercing if you happen to have that like I do. These are 31% off of the JTV price, 5 payments of $7.59. Just so beautiful all together. If you can do the set, like I said, that's going to be, what did I say, like 20, 30 bucks a month or something. No, not even. 5, 7, 12, under $20 a month for all 3 of them. All right, I wanted to show you a little something from Off Park. My friend Cindy, she loves Off Park. And this is a beautiful pin. Look at that, just exquisite. It's from the Off Park collection. This is red and iridescent crystal in an antique tone, heart brooch. OPJ593, 5 payments of $6.99. That's at a sale price. It's top rated. And these are the final quantities of the year. After I measure her, I'm going to put her on for you. But I like her in the hair, too. I have done that. I've put pins in hair, obviously hats, handbags, scarves, really to zhuzh up an outfit. Say I don't want to wear a necklace, but I'll put a pin there. This is on 5 payments of $6.99. Top rated. 8,700 of these have been picked up, and these are the final quantities of the year. It's 29% off of the JTV price. At the widest point, we're talking about, I'll slide my ruler down, about 1.5 inches, and then up and down about 1.5 inches. But you'll notice just how dimensional she is. That antiqued gold tone rises up off of the crystals, and then you have the iridescent ones placed inside of the flowers, so it's like hearts and flowers. Large pin closure on the back of it, and again, from the profile, you're going to see how 3-dimensional this pin pendant or pin is. It's not a pendant, it's a pin. These are all prong set stones, and that makes it really nice because you know, sometimes when they make pins or other items and they glue, they'll glue the piece in. I don't always like to see that. I like to see more of if they can prong set it, which of course makes it more expensive, and you know, it's something that, look at how pretty that is. I didn't put it on right. But that is so pretty. Just imagine that on your coat, on your really pretty winter coat, or with a scarf, an infinity scarf that you put on, or in the hair, which I do. I put pins in my hair all the time. That is OPJ593, 5 payments of $6.99. Now, I want to get into half a carat of round red diamonds. Eeks. And this is, I know I have a ring in here that's red diamonds too. Here she is. It's a cross. So if you're like me and you collect crosses and they make you feel good, this is for you. And this is done in, look at her, done in red diamonds, over half a carat of red diamonds, and then 14 karat rose gold over sterling silver on that twisted Singapore chain, which is going to go from 18 inches to 20 inches. This is at a sale price, and it's 5 payments of $43.79. ENG 457. There's only 42 of these. I do have a ring done in the red diamonds as well, but I'm going to measure her for you. I just am in awe of the price of this. This is 1 1/4 inches, including the bail, and then from side to side 3/4 of an inch. Red diamonds, pink diamonds, those are the rarest that you can find. And actually, I think red is the most. I'll have to look that up. But this is just a beautiful piece when you see that large bail too, so you can exchange her out. Can you imagine that with like a black velvet cord or a leather cord, because that bail is big enough really to accommodate it. And then I mean, those diamonds just scream. I'm a little bit in the shade, but if you put a little bit of light on her, you'll really see it. Red diamonds. People come up and compliment you. Oh, I love your cross. What is that? And you said they're red diamonds. ENG 457. 5 payments of $43.79. So let me show you the ring. It's a double row, and this is half a carat of round red diamonds, then 14 karat rose gold over top of sterling silver. ENG 458. Sale price, 5 payments of $43.79. And this one is also 12% off of the JTV price. And as far as the width goes, 3/4 of an inch, and then up and down about 1/4 of an inch. And I mean, just gorgeous flashes of red that comes off of those red diamonds. Works beautifully with the necklace being in red diamonds as well. I mean, genuine red diamonds. They're not lab created. They are red diamonds. Okay, so you might have noticed the ring on my other hand, and it's red zircon. Zircon is the closest to diamonds in their fire, in the way that they present themselves. And these are red zircon and white zircon that halos it out. These are all ovals set across the ring, just undulating through with all those beautiful reds. It is a bold ring. It is not for the shy of heart. It is at a clearance price. So once it's gone, it's gone. I do want to pop in the matching earrings too that are going to be in red zircon. These are lever backs, and they're like stilettos. I love it. We'll do those after the ring. I have some cabochons coming up too. Look at that. Stunning. So red zircon 6¼ carat of red zircon, over half a carat of white zircon, DOK 3464. Clearance price, 5 payments of $16.99. It's 62% off of the JTV price, and it just flows, it undulates. I love it with the matching earrings that are coming up next. We'll get a little measurement here from side to side, a little over 3/4 of an inch up and down. You're seeing the measurement there, well over ½ an inch. And then just these beautiful stones, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, that are set east-west. And then a beautiful presentation on the band and the shank, but just such a gorgeous, gorgeous look. Let's look at the earrings. DOK 3465. As I mentioned earlier, these are lever back, so they're going to be very comfortable to wear. They're also red zircon, and they're 6½ carat total weight for both ears. So it's going to be 3¼ carat in each ear, done with sterling silver. These are at a clearance price too, and that means when they're gone, they're gone. There's only 4 of these, so I won't stay on long, but 5 payments of $16.99, DOK 3465. And we're going to drop down with a measurement of 2 inches, and then let me get that. So you're almost at 1/4 of an inch wide, but those are, like I said, sexy stilettos done with red zircon, which you don't see very often. Can you imagine these holiday-wise? Can you imagine them even with like jeans and a t-shirt, just to be super fun? Just very, very sexy and red. I mean, you don't get to see red zircon very often. So I want to show you a bracelet done. And this one is, I mean, stunning, because the garnets on here are a juicy, juicy red. It's almost like, they almost look like a ruby, to tell you the truth. DOJ 123. Over 4 carats of round garnet. And then you have over 2½ carat of round white zircon, and that the white zircon goes all the way around. So it really is like a true tennis bracelet, but really jazzed up with the gemstones that they're using. Hidden box clasp, double figure 8 safety catch. Let me bring her forward so you can see. Those are garnets. I don't know where, how, when you get to see garnets that verge on the brink of looking like a ruby. And that is exactly what these are. I mean, cherry, cherry red. I always tell the story about when I was growing up and I found out my birthstone was a garnet, went to look at it, and all I ever saw or found were like brown root beer barrel colored ones. And if you like that, that's great. But I always envied like the ruby, the sapphire, the diamond. And here is a beautiful, beautiful example of how gorgeous garnet can be. DOJ 123. 5 payments of $15.99. That is a clearance price. So when it's gone, it's gone. 56% off of the JTV price. And coming down at the widest point, you're at 1/4 of an inch. And then there is the actual side profile too, which is going to stand up another 1/4 of an inch. White zircon coming down the entire bracelet. This is all about the gemstones. It has absolutely nothing to do with the metal. It's all about gemstone, gemstone, gemstone. And in this case, we're talking about garnet. And it is probably the best garnets I've ever seen in my life. No joke. 5 payments of $15.99. DOJ 123. If you can get this bracelet, get it, because it is a stunner and a beautiful example of what and how beautiful garnet can be. Sorry about licking my finger. I've got to turn my page. I want to get into some cabochons now, and it's going to be Carnelian. So we're going to play with a little bit of Carnelian here, because I know that you saw the ring. And now what I have coming up is earrings, a necklace, and bracelet. as well. So a full set of carnelian, gorgeous cabochon. Whenever I talk about cabochons, look at that. I always say that, you know, a faceted stone is just a little show off girl. I mean, she gives off all of her splendor and glory right away. But cabochons, they're shy and they make you get to know them a little bit. So what you're doing with cabochons is you're really enjoying them in a hushed, slow, simple, elegant way. And here is, I think we're going to start with the bracelet actually. So there's a bracelet, there's a ring, the necklace, and the earrings. And this is all done in carnelian. So let's start with the bracelet. This is CTB 1794, hidden box clasp, double figure 8 safety catch on it. And those are 6mm cabochons of carnelian and then sterling silver. 5 payments of $22.22. And this is a clearance price. So once it's gone, it's gone. We won't get it back again. It's 51% off of the JTV price. And it weighs in at, hold on, let me get this off a minute. It's coming in at almost 17 grams. So it's a heavier piece. CTB 1794. And we'll rush a ruler in there at 1/4 of an inch. Here's her profile and 1/4 of an inch. You can see how glowy these are because the stones actually stand up and out of the bracelet itself. But it's a stunner, and it goes all the way around. So you have a hidden box clasp, double figure 8 safety catch on it. And then there you're seeing the stones themselves. That's what I mean by glowy. They just have such a warmth to them, such a festive feel. Carnelian is a very, very special stone. CTB 1794, let me show you the matching necklace. So the stones come down almost bib-like, and then the rest of this is chain. It's 18 inches with a 2-inch extender, so it'll go all the way to 20 inches for you. These are also 6mm carnelian, as are the earrings and the ring. So these match up really beautiful. There's the bracelet I just showed right next to the necklace. CTB 1795 for the necklace. 5 payments of $22.22. And again, 6mm round carnelian lobster claw clasp. There's your extender on it, so you can make this as long as you want or as short as you want. Gorgeous bib style, so all the beauty and the stones are sitting up front. Gorgeous S design. Did you notice that in between each one of the stones? And she's going to measure out just like the bracelet does. So she's going to come in at 1/4 of an inch. And then her height is also going to be 1/4 of an inch. Just juicy, mesmerizing. When you have those cabochons, it just makes the piece very, very special because you don't see cabochons often. Most people really just want to hit the faceted stones. When you look at these earrings now, because they match perfectly with the bracelet, the ring, and the necklace, and these are also 6mm round cabochon carnelians. Done in sterling silver, almost like a rope design going in and through and swirling, mimicking an S design. My favorite closure that JTV always does is this one because of the locking mechanism on it, and that post never is poking you in the back, you know, of your ear onto your neck. And then you hear this fabulous clicking sound that you know then that the piece is locked and it's not going anywhere. So let me get you a measurement on this, and then I'll give you the specs too. So we're at a little over an inch long, and then from side to side about 1/4 of an inch. CTB 1792. And these are 5 payments of $10.59, and that is at a clearance price. These are 60% off of the JTV price. They go perfectly with the necklace, the bracelet, and the ring that's coming up. I think we're going to do the ring next. So just a great look, really warm, and intriguing. That's how I feel about, I have to lick my finger. That's how I feel about cabochons. They're just very intriguing. So we are going to do the ring next. It's 5 payments of $7.99. And talk about juicy gemstones that give a glint of glow as they move. That's a clearance price, so when it's gone, 52% off of the JTV price. CTB 1793. And these also have that almost like a roped border. I don't want to call it rope because it really looks like sterling that has been stippled. So it looks like very delicate beading of sterling silver. Just juicy and gemmy, but goes back to the earrings, the necklace, and the bracelet. And there you're seeing the full set. So the ring is on 5 payments of $7.99, and that is a clearance price. So again, when it's gone, it's gone. I know I sound like a broken record. CTB 1793 from side to side, a little over 3/4 of an inch, and then up and down. She wants to move to that just a little over 1/2 an inch, but very juicy, very glowy. And this is what makes carnelian and cabochons so exquisite, because that's what you're seeing is that glow. And that's what I was talking about when I was saying they're very intriguing. And that again is CTB 1793, 5 payments of $7.99. Such a great look. Okay, so I'm going to take you back over to garnets. This is it's a heart garnet. Look at that. And she's fully adjustable. So she's going to go anywhere from 7 inches to like 8.5 inches. These are heart-shaped garnets, almost 10 carat total weight. And these are, oh, look how pretty they are. Again, very red. Let me pull up my other garnet bracelet that I was bragging about and saying how exquisite the garnets are. These garnets are, well, they're right on tap with the one that I said, wow, on those garnets. By the way, those are large garnets in that bracelet that I said you got to buy it. But those hearts go all the way around, just gorgeous the way that they illuminate around the wrist. 5 payments of $34.59 done in sterling silver. Genuine tennis bracelet is what we're talking about here in hearts and garnets. 39% off of the JTV price. CTD 132B. And from side to side, she wants to go to 1/4 of an inch, but she won't quite get there. Lovely, sweet hearts. Now, speaking of hearts, we have a matching necklace. This one is so dear, and easy to put on and off. Let me show you this neck. Look at her. Don't they look like red diamonds or rubies? And let me pull up the bracelet again. Look at how they match. So pretty. I'll take the carnelian off for a second. Look at how pretty those are. The hearts on the wrist and then the hearts on the neckline. CTD 150 for the necklace. And it's almost 3/4 carat of garnet and then sterling silver. It's a toggle necklace, so you're going to put it on frontwards. 37% off of the JTV price. That's a sale price too. 5 payments of $25.39. And the heart is about 1/2 an inch, but when you include the toggle, you're going to look at 1 inch. And I include the toggle because it's part of the ornate look and feel of the necklace. Here's the back. Every opening is a garnet. Here's the side profile. And she's hypnotizing. Look at how cool those garnets are. I'm so impressed and so happy with the garnets in this show and that JTV is able to offer, because you don't get, if you're a January baby or if you just love the garnets, that you just don't get them in this color shade. So look at how pretty that is and how it lays. And let me tighten this up just a bit. There we go. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. Little obsessed with it, if you can't tell. CTD 150, 5 payments of $25.39. And that is, again, that's a sale price and 37% off of the JTV price. So I have one more piece here, if I can find it. And this is also garnet. And it is just a wave of red, a wave of garnets. You know, if you ever wanted to try JTV's garnets, this is at a great price. It's a clearance price. And it's on 5 payments of $7.36. I can't get over the prices in this show and the stretch pay. I'm able to put so much more in my jewelry box because of that. This ring is CTB 556, 5 payments of $7.36, and it's almost a quarter carat of the garnets, 60% off of the JTV price. But I will tell you that this is a clearance price. So again, when it's gone, it's gone. Let's get some measurements here from side to side, just over 3/4 of an inch. And then up and down, it's about 1/4 of an inch. She does rise just slightly, but not something to write home about, which is nice because in the upcoming season, if you're going to be wearing gloves and in and out of sweaters and coats, you might not want to have something that stands up really high. But so this doesn't, but she still packs a punch. Very sexy look. CTB 556, 5 payments of $7.36. So I hope you found something that you like. I found a lot that I like. And I hope your weekend is fabulous. We'll be moving back on the boat. Oh, we have a long trip tomorrow. I think it's a 10 or 12-hour ride in a car with a rabbit and a dog. So we'll be back on the boat. I've got a new menu planned as far as cooking goes. So I know everyone's been going, I miss your cooking videos. So I wanted to share some of that. Those will be coming up too. So I hope that you can join me. As always, thank you for being my friend and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.